Ah!
Tatsuki, what happened?
Save me, Mikoto!
What on earth is going on?
I saw it! I saw it!
Saw what?
That thing!
I can't see what you're talking about, so can you please be more clear?
You know what I'm talking about! The most dreaded bug in the house! It starts with a C!
Oh, I see.
Ah! Seriously, I can't deal with it!
I'm pretty sure we have a fly swatter somewhere, right? I think we stored it in the closet.
Please, I'm begging you, take care of it now!
Tatsuki, isn't it about time you can do things on your own?
No, but bugs that have so many legs are my biggest fear. No way!
Okay, fine. I guess I don't have a choice. Just wait right here, I'll go take care of it.
Thank you! I knew I could count on you!
Yeah. My name is Mikoto Ito. I'm a 32-year-old part-time housewife. I got a job at MoniRobo Trading Company straight after graduating college, and it's been about 8 years since I've been working in the accounting department. Last year, I was appointed chief of my department, and I've been working hard every day to make sure I don't let my bosses down. And this is my husband Tatsuki. He's 3 years younger than me and 29 years old. We work for the same company, and after 2 years of dating, we are happily married. He is a software engineer in the system development department. We met at a work happy hour event for people in different departments to meet one another. The two of us hit it off immediately, and that brings us to today. Tatsuki hates bugs of all kinds. Anytime we see a cockroach or a spider in the house, I would have to take care of it or try to shoo it outside in some way. Tatsuki, it's finished.
Thank you! Seriously, you're a lifesaver!
I guess there are even some men who are afraid of bugs.
Of course there are! Everyone in my family hates bugs, you know?
I see. Well, I guess I can understand where you get it from then.
When I got up out of bed, then I headed toward the kitchen to try and get some water.
You found that little brown thing along the way.
Correct!
Maybe I should teach you how to get rid of the cockroaches when you see one.
Come on, give me a break. In return, I've been helping out around the house, haven't I?
I suppose that's true too.
Anyway, today is the long-awaited weekend. The rays of sunshine that trickle into our room through the curtains are so beautiful.
What the heck was that? Are you trying to quote Shakespeare?
I was in the acting club when I was in school, after all.
I would love to see you acting sometime, Tatsuki.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to become an actor.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. You got a great job now and have been performing well at work.
Do you know how hard it is to be a system engineer? The development of proprietary internal systems and the maintenance of them is really tough.
Well, thanks to your hard work, I'm able to do my job of protecting the company money. I'm always grateful. Thank you, honey.
You're very welcome.
Since it's a day off, should we go to the cafe for the breakfast set?
Agreed. I want to eat some Komodo coffee sweet bean toast.
Tatsuki, you really like sweets, don't you, lol?
Now that it's decided, I need to change out of my pajamas and into regular clothes. I'm gonna be ready in 40 seconds.
I feel like I've heard that line somewhere before. Just like this, my husband and I always got along well. We almost never fight, and we often go out on dates and are lovey-dovey with each other, both in and out of the house. We're both nearing our 30s, so it is slightly embarrassing. Despite working at the same company, our working hours are all over the place. The accounting department is usually able to go home on time within working hours. However, we're right in the thick of our busy season, so lately I've been working quite a bit of overtime late into the night. As for Tatsuki, his department has also been overstaffed, so anytime there is a system issue or they need some troubleshooting, he's pressured to work much longer hours than me. I've heard that they've been trying to hire someone and alleviate the workload, but still. You're always working so hard. I appreciate you. Thank you. We promised each other to never forget a sense of gratitude, and the two of us were enjoying our morning breakfast sets at the nearby cafe.
Sorry, Mikoto. I don't think I'll be able to go to that lunch like I promised.
What's wrong? Did something happen?
Actually, we have a new hire on the team today. Finally, but I've been put in charge of teaching her everything, so I'm stuck with her.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about this.
I'm sorry it took me a while to tell you. Lately, I've just been so exhausted and overworked that I haven't been able to talk to you at all.
Don't worry about it. I know you're working hard.
Even though she has experience and she was recruited, we still have a lot of manuals and stuff like that, you know?
Well, and the system development department is always super busy, isn't it?
That's why, as her senior colleague, I have to keep an eye on her.
I totally understand. I also have to train the new hires every year, so I get it.
You are the chief of the accounting department after all.
I just support my boss while I have a staring contest with numbers every day. Lol.
Same here.
We can reschedule lunch to another time.
I'm really sorry about this. I have to take my lunch break with the newbie too, so I'll just go buy something at the convenience store in the building.
Got it.
Oh, but you're more than welcome to go and eat outside the office, you know? Don't hold back for me. That new cafe on the back row that we were going to go to looks really great.
Well then, if you insist.
In return, I'll reserve a really nice restaurant for your birthday.
You don't have to do that much, lol.
I hope you're excited about it. I promise it'll be great.
From that day, I started seeing Tatsuki less and less at work. At home, though, he was the same as usual, and he would help around the house with cleaning, laundry, even cooking sometimes. But something seems off. Ever since we started living together, he would help around the house here and there, but lately he seemed extra invested and proactive. I couldn't put my finger on it, but something was different from before. He's been working a lot of overtime, so he should be really tired. I wonder if he's okay. I was feeling unsettled inside as I kept an eye on him.
Miss Ito.
Mr. Suzuki, is something the matter? Could it be incomplete documents?
Don't worry, Miss Ito. Your work is always perfect.
Oh, don't try to flatter me, Mr. Suzuki. It won't change anything.
I'm not flattering you. I've been very impressed by your work since you became the chief of our department.
Thank you for your kind words.
Yeah, anyway, it's about, that husband of yours in the system development department.
You mean Tatsuki?
Ah, yes, it's about Tatsuki Ito. He says that he is not feeling well, so he's gonna leave work early today, and I was asked to pass along the message.
He contacted you, my boss? He could have just messaged me.
Apparently, he got a sudden sharp pain in his stomach, so maybe he thought that it would be quicker to use the work phone than to type a message on his cell phone.
I was at the bank until earlier, so I haven't been checking my messages.
Don't worry, I told him that as well.
He seemed perfectly fine this morning, though.
Since you are his wife, maybe he wanted to tell you just in case?
Yes, of course. But we also had plans to take our lunch break together, so...
In that case, how thoughtful of him to make sure he contacted you. Looks like you've got a pretty good husband.
Thank you very much.
Miss Ito, make sure that you're getting good rest on your days off too. If you collapse from working too hard, then that would be counterproductive, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, Mr. Suzuki. I am very lucky to be working under you. After being complimented by my boss that I respected a lot, I took a quick lunch break and focused on my work for the rest of the afternoon. Since the busy season had already passed, my workload had calmed down quite a bit. I was able to pack up at the end of office hours on the dot, and without stopping anywhere on the way home, I went straight back to my house. However, did Tatsuki go to the hospital? It's so quiet in the house. Maybe he's asleep already. He always says he can't take medicine because it tastes so gross. He's always like a child, so I'm sure he hasn't taken anything from the pharmacy either. There's someone in the bedroom? Oh, and I can hear voices speaking. Tatsuki?
Mayura?
Oh, Tatsuki, you're too much of an animal. I think I've reached my limit.
Oh, I'm only just getting started.
What? How many times are you planning on doing it?
5 times at least.
Oh my! You're so horny, Tatsuki.
You like it too, don't you, Mayura?
I love you and your sex drive, Tatsuki.
And our body chemistry is outstanding too.
But hey, what about your wife? Isn't the busy period over already?
She usually stops at the grocery store or the bakery on the way home, so there's no need to worry. Let's stop wasting time.
Well, if you say so.
Anyway, here we go for round 3.
What the hell are those two doing? My eyes burned from the scene in front of me, and I could feel myself on the verge of going crazy. I was worried about my husband's well-being and ran straight home from the office, only to find a 100% healthy Tatsuki having the time of his life on top of our bed with a woman I've never seen before. Calm down, Mikoto Ito. Instead of losing your mind like a monster right now, you need to think calmly and logically. I took a few deep breaths and grabbed whatever heavy furniture that I could from the living room and placed them in front of the bedroom door. This way, they can't escape. Next, I need to record the conversation. It makes me want to vomit. 30 minutes later.
Phew, okay, maybe we can take a break now.
Aw, Tatsuki, I don't know where you get all of this stamina from. I can barely keep up.
But you liked it, didn't you?
You meanie.
Anyway, I'm getting thirsty.
I want some juice.
There should be some lemonade that Mikoto had bought. I'll go and pour you some and bring it back.
Thanks.
Huh? The door won't open. I'm pretty sure the room didn't have a lock.
Oh, are you having some trouble in there, Mr. Tatsuki Ito?
Mikoto?
I'm home.
Didn't you stop somewhere on the way home from work like you normally do?
Oh, did you forget what you did already? You went through my boss to inform me that you would be leaving work early.
Yeah.
Now, my beloved husband isn't feeling well, so what would I do as his loving wife? Obviously, I wouldn't go anywhere and come straight home to check on you. And here I was thinking that I was going to come home and make you some porridge and take care of you. But would you care to explain the situation for me, please?
She's just looking after me.
As if I'm going to accept any excuses at this point. I've already recorded everything on the voice recorder app.
When did you come home?
I suppose if you were that into whatever it was that you were doing, you wouldn't hear my footsteps coming in.
Damn it.
Tatsuki, who are you talking to over there? A ghost?
Maida, stay over there.
What do you mean? Don't treat me like a dog. Nice to meet you. Huh? Who are you? I'm Tatsuki Ito's wife, Mikoto. What? You're home already? I heard that my husband left work because he was sick, so I came straight home without doing any shopping. Tatsuki! That's not what you told me!
How was I supposed to know?
This is the worst. Now she knows about us.
Anyway, can you just open the door already?
Nope. Unless you can promise me that we're going to speak face to face like two adults, I'm not letting you out of there.
Damn it!
You can kick it all you want, but it's not going to move. There are a lot of heavy things piled together out here.
When did you even do this? You're a monster.
I may be a regular office worker now, but in college I was actually on the weightlifting team.
Shoot, that's right. I forgot.
I was working hard back then, so I still got some of those muscles on me.
Fine, I get it. We can talk and you'll be happy, right?
Tatsuki and this woman he was cheating on me with, named Myra, shuffled their clothes back on, so I put the chairs and other furniture back to their place and opened up the doorway. Myra was very youthful, and she looked like she was at least 5 years younger than me. The three of us sat down in the living room with Myra and Tatsuki facing me. I asked them to explain themselves. So, Miss Myra, you studied programming at a vocational school, then you got a job at a small to medium enterprise and have been working for a few years, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I was starting to think that I wanted to change jobs. Then I found out that MoniRobo Trading Company was hiring, so I applied and I got in.
That baby voice of hers is so piercing and irritating.
Mr. Tatsuki was my senior colleague in the system development department, and as he was helping me and teaching me about the job, the more we started to work together, the more our hearts became one and we fell in love.
So that's why you're helping out a lot more around the house, to hide your affair. Thank you for telling me.
Maida is super cute. I mean, look at her. Her grandfather on her dad's side is from Sweden.
And?
She doesn't even compare against someone like you, with the standard Japanese face and body.
There's no use trying to insult me now.
Damn it, it's so annoying how you try to act so mature all the time.
But Tatsuki, why? Why would you do something like this?
Because I thought an older woman might be able to serve me and take care of me.
We were that close. We got along so well.
You should just be grateful that I even married you in the first place, because a woman of your ripe age would probably never find a partner otherwise.
Ripe age, lol. That's pretty harsh.
Compared to that, Maida is 25 years old, and to me, she's an amazing girl, you know?
How sweet.
Instead of staying married to you, I'd rather be with her. And eventually, I even want to have kids with her too.
Slow down, Tiger. Lol.
That's true. I am 32 years old, and to you, I may be an old lady.
There's no maybe, you are.
Now I know how you really feel. I'm just about ready to explode. Let's get a divorce.
Wait, really? Are you sure?
Of course.
You're an old lady past the age of 30. You might not have any other chances.
But you want to be with Miss Myra, right? Then what is there to even think about?
Maida, we can officially be a couple now.
Really?
Now we don't have to hide our love for each other anymore.
Yay!
As for the next steps...
No, I'll be taking this apartment and all the furniture in it.
Excuse me?
I am the main moneymaker of this household, so isn't that a given?
Yeah, that's right. An old lady of a ripe age would look much better in a rundown apartment, lol.
It was 2 against 1, and there wasn't much that I could say. It's not that I couldn't say anything out of spite, I was just too tired to entertain them. Even though Tatsuki himself is turning 30 next year. It's only a 3-year difference. Who is he calling an old lady? Give me back all of the time and the energy that I wasted on this piece of crap. From there, I slowly but surely started my plan to get revenge. Instead of showing any guilt or remorse, Tatsuki decided to show me his poor attitude, and my feelings for him disappeared in an instant. He'll be taking the apartment? What a joke! As if I would ever let him have it, that cheating bastard!
Mikoto!
Sorry, who is this?
It's me, your husband, Tatsuki!
Oh yes, my former husband Tatsuki Ito.
Former?
We both signed the divorce papers a week ago, didn't we? I turned those in yesterday for us.
What?
Why are you acting so surprised? You agreed and signed, didn't you?
How dare you do something behind my back while I'm not home?
I timed it perfectly with your hot springs holiday with Miss Myra, and I turned it into the city clerk's office already.
Why would you do that without telling me?
You signed it, of course I'm going to turn it in.
Take it back immediately.
And why should I do that?
I broke up with Maida.
Huh?
It turns out that she had a lot of men other than me, and among them was someone who's also married.
Oh dear, what a situation.
And that's when she was fired from her last job because the company found out about all of her affairs. And that's why she got a job at MoniRobo Trading Company, in order to pay for all the settlement fees.
Our company is known for a good salary, isn't it?
At the resort that we had reserved, Maida's ex-boyfriend was waiting there to ambush us, and the holiday turned into a full-on battlefield.
Aw, poor you.
We somehow managed to settle it, but Maida and I got into a screaming argument.
So you got into a little fight and broke up.
I'm exhausted, so I was hoping to come home so I could sleep, but the key wasn't working, so that's why I'm calling you.
That's too bad. I've changed the locks in the apartment already.
What?
And I guess I'll tell you this too. I'm the one that told the ex-boyfriend where you guys would be staying on your holiday.
You've gotta be kidding me!
Tatsuki, you're so dumb. You threw away your holiday brochure in the bedroom trash can. And you had beautifully circled your resort with a red marker. And if you're wondering how I was able to get in touch with her ex-boyfriend, it's because one of the many men that Myra had been sleeping with was actually someone I went to high school with.
Huh?
Apparently, he had been working so hard his whole life that he never had any luck with relationships, so he had submitted to a dating site. The more digging I did on her, I eventually found out that she was connected to him.
I see.
I also found out that Myra is quite the scam artist with marriages herself.
Marriage scams?
She was making multiple marriage registrations and collecting money from men left and right.
How is this possible? Maida and I were in love!
Looks like she was good in bed, but even better at lying. She pretended like she was getting a job to actually work, but instead just looking for another source of money. And you were her unlucky victim. So sorry for your loss, lol. On the other end of the phone, Tatsuki started throwing a tantrum like a child. I wasn't surprised at all. After all, he was deceived by a woman that he thought he loved and loved him back, when in reality, she was just using him for money. Honestly, I don't have an ounce of sympathy for him at all. Oh, and by the way, that apartment isn't yours anymore. I inherited it from my father, so it's property under my name.
But when we got married, I thought it became mine.
Are you stupid? We talked about it when we submitted our marriage papers, don't you remember? You agreed that you would let me manage everything about the apartment.
Ugh.
Now that we're divorced, you're nothing but a stranger to me, but I'll be waiting for the settlement fee. I'm expecting it to be paid in full, all at once.
That's impossible! I spent all of my savings on Maida. I don't even have a penny left. What am I supposed to do?
That's not my problem.
Even my salary, it all disappeared into her hands.
Until you cheated on me, we had split all of our living expenses evenly, but that explains why you weren't depositing anything into the joint account.
Hey, can we just start over, you and me?
Excuse me?
Until I get my savings back in order, I promise I'll do all the chores around the house. What do you say? It's the least that I can do, I know.
It's going to be a hard no for me.
Why not?
Talking down to me and calling me an old lady of a ripe age? You really think that I'm going to take you back after that?
Well, that was.
And even about having kids. You were the one that said you wanted to spend time as a couple before we thought about having children.
Yeah, but...
I also wanted to continue climbing up in my career, so at the time I agreed with you.
Well, you know, people can have a change of heart all the time.
That certainly doesn't make it okay to have an affair, now does it?
Yes, that is correct.
You said that they have to do an entire restructuring of the system development department, so you wanted to wait another year or two. Did you forget that?
Mikoto, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I've notified our bosses about the situation already in detail. I can only imagine you won't be at MoniRobo Trading Company for much longer.
What?
Anyway, now that you understand the whole situation, you can hurry up and pack your things out of this apartment. That is, if you don't want to be arrested for trespassing.
No!
Oh, and for what it's worth, being of a ripe age means that I'm in my prime. Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry, please forgive me!
You should know that someday you're gonna become an old man too. I hope you regret what you've done for the rest of your life. Goodbye. Tatsuki and Myra's adultery got around the office very quickly, and the boss of the system development department was livid. If you're not serious about your work, get out, he said. The next day, they were both fired. As for Myra, she was a scam artist who had fooled many, many men. My friend from high school was already building a case against her, and with our combined evidence, she was arrested and charged. If you're wondering what she was using the scammed money on, she knew that she had committed multiple crimes, so she was planning on getting full-body plastic surgery and running away. She was, of course, disowned by her family, and I'm sure a lonely life will be waiting for her after her release. In some ways, Tatsuki was also a victim, but to me, he was just as guilty. I hired a strong female lawyer to help me make sure he takes responsibility for what he had done. This should be plenty of evidence. Well done. Even if this were to go to court, I don't see any way in which you wouldn't win. I'm so glad. I'm sorry you had to go through all of that. From a man's point of view, is an older woman just a way out for them? No, I don't think that's the case. My husband is actually 10 years younger than me.
Wow, really?
We got married when I was 35 and he was 25. We met when he was job searching after graduating college, and he came into my office for an interview.
Aww.
I specialize in divorce settlement, whereas my husband is specialized in internet bullying, so our departments are different, but since we've been at the same company for a long time, we've been able to support each other throughout.
That's amazing. What a dream. You two are the ideal couple.
Don't worry, I have no doubt that there's a wonderful and worthy person waiting for you out there.
Thank you.
But first, make sure you take some time for yourself to heal.
She is blinding. She shines brighter than a Broadway star on center stage.
Of course, Tatsuki became unemployed, so he wasn't able to pay the settlement fee at once. He's currently working a part-time job and living paycheck to paycheck, somewhere in a tiny run-down apartment.
If this is what my life is going to become, I never should have cheated.
Hey!
Ah!
I don't care if you were a software engineer or whatever it was before. If you're taking too long to learn how to do this job, you won't be working here anymore either.
That's a little excessive, don't you think?
Oh, I'm sorry, but who was the one who came crying here, begging for a job because they had bills and fees to pay? I feel sorry for your ex-wife, being cheated on by a loser like you.
That has nothing to do with this.
Stop complaining and move your butt!
Someone, anyone, please come save me!
On the other hand,
Woo! Nothing beats an ice-cold beer. I can feel the stress releasing with every sip.
Miss Ito, it's not good to drink too much, though.
This is a special occasion. Maybe we can look the other way just for today?
I'm just worried about you as your boss.
These are celebratory drinks for surpassing record sales. Why not? We deserve it. Mr. Suzuki, even if it's just a vodka soda, whatever it is, let's drink tonight.
Sure.
You know, I'm fine with being an old lady in her 30s. He may have made fun of me by saying I'm a ripe age, but my life is in my hands.
I know how you feel, but take it easy.
Don't worry, I got this.
Huh?
I may be divorced and failed in my personal life, but I will follow you no matter what and put my all into work for you, Mr. Suzuki. I look forward to continue working with you, together.
I can't tell if she's genuinely that excited or just drunk.
Now, what should we eat? An appetizer that would go well with beer. I got it, fried chicken it is.
You know, it's that bright and positive energy of yours that always saves me at work.
I was too tipsy to hear what Mr. Suzuki was saying under his breath, but what those words led us to will be a story for another time. He's a shy and quiet person, but he's an amazing boss that takes good care of his team and always supports us, even when we mess up. I respect him, not only as a boss, but as a person. I just got a divorce, so I'll be taking a break from dating for a while. I plan on focusing my all into my work and career, but I do hope that someday I meet someone great. Someone who can take care of the bugs himself this time.